Sews. My name is Sean, if you haven't been here before, but I think a lot of you have. And today I am very excited to have my very special guest, April Sawtelle from Sew Quilt with April Sawtelle. Did I get the channel name right?
Yes, you did.
Thank
Perfect.
goodness for that. I read it off the screen, so I kind of cheated. But would you like to tell us just a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and a little bit about your channel, because you do have your own channel, which is called Sew Quilt with April Sawtelle.
Yes. Well, good morning, everybody. And I'm April Sawtelle, and I have a channel, Sew and Quilt with April Sawtelle. My channel is all about a lot of beginner-friendly quilting. I do very improv quilting. I'm very thrifty. I do a lot of different things on there. I do sewing, quilting, some crafts. I always have something different going on. Scrappy is what I like the best. I love working with scraps. I do have a lot of fabric. I have accumulated a lot of fabric from just like I go to a lot of yard sales, marketplace. People just tell me about when there's like good deals on fabric. So I do have a lot. I do buy a lot too. Don't get me wrong. I do buy a lot. So I hope you go on and check it out. I have a lot of fun on that, and I've always got something different going on.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I love about your channel is you do offer such a lot of variety. Good. Yeah. Yeah. If you can keep it like that, I think we'll be in business. We can't see most of your head, but I think
Yeah, see my head? I can tilt it up.
it's fine. I mean, it's with how the angle of these things are, it's kind of like you see the head or the sewing area, but not both.
Okay,
So
what about now? Do you see my head?
Yes. All right.
Good.
Let's go with that. Okay,
All right.
so I think we're now in business.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, just okay, let's see what's going on. Sorry, I'm just drawing lines on this so I can start doing my 1/4-inch seam allowance across the half square triangles. Okay, so yeah, it looks like we're now good. You're the right way up. We can see you, we can hear you.
Good.
Courtney was telling me I have permission to tell everybody, but her husband had to go to the ER not yesterday, the day before. But he is doing much better, thankfully. He was able to go home last night and he is already back at work. So he is a trooper.
Oh, that's
so
very
Courtney
good.
and I are good buddies.
One thing I realized about the project I'm doing, and it just took me this long where I started it years ago, and I just pull it out every once in a while. I just realized this today. If I cut with my pinking shears, I'm going to have less fray. And I didn't even think about that until today. Like,
oh, okay.
why did I think of that? Because it's all just raw edge, so it's going to fray, which is fine, but it will have less fray if I do it with these.
Yeah, I thought like when I do my raw edge applique, I put the fusible backing on the back of the pieces.
Yes, I do too. On most of them.
That helps out immensely with the frame.
Yeah. What I've done too so far on this is I've gone over every edge with like a small zigzag stitch. Let's see if you can see that. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I've done around the edges with like a zigzag too. But I mean, it's not really going to get washed much anyway. It's going to be more for looks. So
right. Yeah, Julie Smith is asking here, is that a replica of your home place? That's fabulous. And it basically is. It's showing a story between her and her children and her grandkids and that sort of thing there. So it's going to be such a beautiful piece when it's done.
Yeah. I can try to hold it up and see if you can see it now that I don't have to worry about that phone. I'm
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah, once you get that all done, I need to have you come back and you can just explain, like, do a show and tell and show us everything about it because I would love to hear the story behind each and every piece.
Good. I would love to. Thank you. I even have, I just thought it was funny. I was showing my daughter last night. Like I even, like our little property line we have with our neighbor up the road. She has a pail out there and she has rocks around it and she has hosta and flowers growing in it. So you don't
Right.
see the pole. So I had to even put that in there too. Cause I mean, it's our big bank. We have like a bank and where the kids slide and stuff. So it everybody knows it's there. The kids will always remember. Oh yeah, remember that? The neighbor's property line. So I even made sure that was in there.
Yeah, that's fun. Do you live like on a farm or like some
No,
acreage?
no, I live about 10 miles out of town. Um,
Okay.
I have two towns on each side, pretty good sized towns, and so I'm in the country. I have houses around me, but they're a little bit distant. We have plenty of room. I mean, when I say distance, probably like I don't know, 600 feet probably to the next neighbor, maybe more,
Okay.
maybe 1,000 feet. So it's rural, but it's rural. It's not
Right.
not
That makes sense.
too rural though. And I live right on the side of a hill, so we have a nice bank, and we call it a bank, and it's just a hill, just comes down, so the kids could slide and stuff from my neighbor's house down to my house, like on between us. So
Right. That's really neat.
yeah,
Yeah, I live in the suburbs of a fairly large metro area for our, yeah, well, at least for us.
yeah.
But I mean, I spent quite a bit of time. Well, I lived in a very small town in Australia, and then right before I moved over here to the US, I lived on a farm with my parents for a little bit. So
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I've kind of done it all. I mean, the only thing I really haven't done is like inner city living.
Mm, yeah. My little town has about 4,000, maybe 4,500 people that live here. We
Okay,
have no, well, we had two stores, but now we have no stores. Little country store, but we have no street lights or anything like that in our little town. So it's
yeah,
pretty.
the last place I lived in had about that many people as well. So yeah, I
So
think our area.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was just going to show you this. This was a piece I had made a long time ago, and this is going to go on this quilt somewhere too, because I'm going to have a whole nother section where it's all of the everybody's kind of, I don't know, just the things you think about when you go to my
Hmm.
house. So I'll be attaching these as well to this somewhere. Not like
Yeah,
this. That's my husband. He's napping in his chair,
bless his heart.
and
That's
at
my favorite thing to do.
the TV was on this day. The Wiggles were on, and my little kiddos, two of my little grandbabies were here that day. One in a high chair, and one was in his little bassinet. So I'm going to continue to add little pieces like that. Oh, see, we've let my mother-in-law has our piano right now. She wanted to use it, and now we were kind of ready for it to go out of the living room for a little bit, but we even have that there. But that's how fast things change. So to keep up on this is like, it's fun because if I don't keep up on it, you miss all those small things that were important at that time.
Right. Yeah. I just love that sort of thing, like the stories and everything else like that. So I really, really appreciate you sharing that with me.
Thanks.
Um, let's see. So how long have you been quilting? Did
So
you start like as a young lady or?
No, I took home ec in school. I think seventh and eighth grade. That was so fun. I learned how to sew. My dad bought me a really super nice Kenmore sewing machine when I was 17, and I never sewed. Then I decided I'd sew garment sewing. Well, that was kind of, that kind of didn't
Yeah.
work out. The shorts I made, I remember I had stripes going this way and stripes going this way. I really, it was pretty comical. So then I ended up after, so I have four children, and after all of them were, well, I think I just had the two at the time. I decided I think I want a quilt. So I went out and I bought a quilt book. And this must have been, oh, I don't even know. This was so long ago, early 90s, maybe, probably
Well,
95. I went out and I bought a quilt book. Well, it was Dresden quilt blocks.
yeah.
Well, I didn't know how to sew. Like, I mean, I had made curtains, basic curtains, very basic things. So to try to read the instructions and read the pattern, and I was just like, I can't do this. I went out and I bought all the stuff. I bought this big plastic blue mat, scissor, whatever I
Yeah.
needed. So I ended up making stuff like I made a quilt out of jeans and cotton, and it was adorable. Well, I mean, it went through the wash and it just fell apart. So that didn't pan out. That was the end of my quilting. And I just did that off my head because I'm like, I can't follow this Dresden pattern. There was no YouTube at the time or anything like that.
Right.
And then I started making, like, I've always sewn little things. I'd pull my sewing machine out. I'd make, like, remember the soap on your soap on the counter, you would put a little dress on it.
Yeah.
Well, I'd make stuff like that. I'd make the kids decorations for their room, like turtles or colorful things. I'd make them curtains, some pillowcases. Of course, it wasn't like the pillowcases like we make now. They were like literally not. They didn't really look. They were pillowcases. My kids thought they were beautiful, but
Right.
they were really just however I figured to sew. So then, all right. So I always made curtains. I would do stuff like that all through the years, small items. And then in 2015, so now my last two kids, we have really big gaps between our kids. So what happened is they were getting ready. They were in high school. They were going to be graduating. What am I going to do? Da, da, da. I got my sewing machine out and I started sewing, and I was sewing so much stuff, little dresses for babies. We had um, some little girls, baby girls at the time, little dresses for little sundresses. Like the dresses that everybody's making now for um, the I can't remember the name of the girls.
Around,
Yeah,
around, go around the world. Yes.
yeah. So they were dresses like that. They were so adorable.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I decided I was watching YouTube. Now got into YouTube, and I was crocheting. Now I just wait a minute. First I decided to start crocheting. Well, I did that whole year. I was like crocheting, 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 and I hurt you know, I crocheted so much I had to go get, a little shot in my wrist because it hurt so bad.
Oh,
I'm like, this isn't gonna work. I can't crochet. So then I started playing on YouTube. I was watching Melanie Ham, and she had been crocheting. She was teaching me how to crochet, like crochet stuff. And then all of a sudden, I was watching all these people. And then all of a sudden, Melanie Ham channel, I saw something about quilting. Well, I just was like, are you kidding me? I was sold. So then that's when I started quilting. So now it was 2017. And I actually looked it up because I keep a little bit of a book, and it was April of 2017 was when I started making quilts, and that was my first quilt, and it was a 80 by 80, and it was huge for my little domestic machine at the time. And none of the seams matched up, but it was beautiful. And then one of my daughters even said, "Mom, make me one just like it." So, wow, this is super. And then the other one, "Make me this." So I made her an elephant quilt, and I tried to make it go down the sides, which I don't like that. But for what I did, I wish I could take that part off, and maybe sometime I will. But it went down the sides, and then I just kept going and going and going. And that year, I just made so many quilts. And then, of course, I had to get a better, faster machine, and I had to troubleshoot. I really am pretty good at troubleshooting my machines. I'm pretty good at, I learned how to fix those older machines I had. It was really pretty funny because we did have a gentleman that fixed sewing machines in our area, but he had retired. So,
Right.
but so then from there, I just started sewing, sewing, sewing. I mean, I have sewn a lot. I got a lot more time. That's what happened. My
Right.
kids, then now they were off, and then the college, and then my other children, we were getting grandbabies, and so yep.
Yeah.
And then every spare moment, that's all I did.
Yeah, I mean, 80 by 80 is a huge quilt, for a first go. I mean, I was not that brave. I started off with a simple like lap quilt for my baby niece. I just did 6.5 inch square patchwork because I didn't have well, I had YouTube and that's how I learned how to quilt, but I didn't have like a mom or a grandma or a mother-in-law or anything else like that that sewed. So I mean, I kind of figured, well, let's not go too difficult because otherwise it's going to end in disaster. So
Yeah.
my hats off to anybody that goes out big and starts with Dresden's or 80 by 80s and that sort of thing there because yeah, I was just not that confident.
Yeah.
Let me just catch up on the chat because I saw some stuff come in and always love um, reading the chat and interacting with everybody. Yeah, Brenda said she's late. You're never late. I mean, you guys roll in whenever you want. You know, we start early, especially for anybody not on the East Coast. And I appreciate each and every one of you for showing up each week. You know, you're the reason we're here. If I did this and no one showed up, I would have quit a long time ago. Um, let's see. So I said, good morning, Brenda. Mom and Papa's in town. Laura Lynn, and it's always yeah, she's just a doll. I love her to bits, and she goes live in the afternoons. I believe it's around 1 p.m. Eastern. Stacey Lee Creative, another wonderful lady. She has her channel called Stacey Lee Creative. She's actually a lady from New Zealand. So we have a similar accent, and she'll be joining me here on Brekkie with the Guy Who Sews in a couple of months. I love her channel. She does a lot of sew alongs and that sort of thing there as well. So definitely check her out if you haven't already done so. She said it's clever using the sewing machine cutter to cut my chain pieces in half, and that's actually thanks to my sister. I saw this thing here on the edge of the machine. I had no clue what it was for, and she came over to visit me. I think it was in 2015, and we were using my machine, and she's just sewing away and then just using it, and I was like, oh, that's what that's for. So, thank you very much, Shelley. I don't think she's here with us today because it's like after midnight where she is. But yeah, that's thanks to her. And ever since I've seen her use that, um, I've been using it ever since. It's just so easy. I just cut it because I don't have a automatic thread cutter on my machine. I know some new machines do, but I don't. All right, let's see.
I say I can troubleshoot anything on my machines. So I have a Juki, and I love it because it's a workhorse. And on that one, my automatic threader piece fell off. You'd think it's sitting right there beside it. You'd think that I would just be able to troubleshoot and fix that little piece, but not so far.
Yeah,
So far, I haven't been able to figure that one out, but I'm gonna.
yeah. No, sometimes it's hard. Okay, Brenda said she was up with Donna until 2 a.m. Yeah, I love the people that hang out with Donna all night and then come visit me in the morning. Like, you guys are absolute troopers. So,
Last night I went on Sew Becca and watched her live, and I stayed on the whole thing. And then she said, "Come on over to Donna's site if anybody wants to stay up." And let me tell you, I was tempted, but I'm not really. I'm a real early bird, so I did. I had all I could do to stay up till 10, and then I wanted so much to go on to Donna's site and watch her live. And then I'm like, "There's no way I'll be able to get up tomorrow morning if I do that." So I didn't.
and it's great because, like, some people like early birds like you and I, and then, so you can come hang out with me for a little while,
Yeah.
and then, mum and pop go live in the afternoon, so you got them, and then, Donna loves staying up half the night. So, we have options for everybody. I mean, I think it's great that, if you want to be up half the night and you want your sewing buddies, Donna is there for you. So,
That's great.
yeah. Uh, Daniel Becker says, I actually prefer to cut my thread with snippers along with using a knee lift. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, whatever works best for everybody. I do go trim them eventually, but yeah, I find this works for me. I do have a nice little pair of scissors that I use for cutting it at the end. They're actually a gift I got from Stephanie Stitches quite a while ago. Janet says you all need to check out Stacey Lee Creative, explains everything so well, and a great person as well. And I totally agree with that. Yeah, I think Janet suggested that I reach out and watch Stacey Lee myself, and yeah, she's definitely right. So yeah, definitely go give her some love. Go check out her channel. She has a lot of fun stuff, and if you like people with accents, you'll absolutely love and adore Stacey as well. So let's see.
I think
Sean said. He says he's fallen in love with his Juki. I want to try out a Juki one day. I think when I go to the quilt show next month, I might just go play with one. I'm not going to buy one because I have two machines already. I do not need a third one. But I hear so many people use them, love them, and that sort of thing there. So I don't know. Maybe that'll be my next one.
when I went out after I got my Juki, it only does straight stitch, and it is such a good machine. I love it so much. But then I wanted something similar, so I went to the quilt store and I asked them what they had that would be similar to the Juki because I couldn't find anything um, on like YouTube or anything to say what can I get that's as good as fast and powerful as that. So the quilt store said for me to try this Janome. It's a 6700P because it does all the stitches. I was looking for something with all the stitches. Well, it doesn't. It just doesn't like seams though. I have a hard time doing the seams. It really is finicky at that. But that Juki, Sean, if you can try it, you should try it because it is a workhorse. It's just
Yeah,
unbelievable.
and that's what I see. And my local quilt shop is a Juki dealer. Um, so yeah, one of these I'll have to go there and play with them. I mean, I might do it at the quilt show because I kind of feel uneasy about going to a store and just playing with stuff that I have no intention of buying for 6 months, 12 months, 5 years, that
Yeah.
sort of thing there. So, but yeah, they're definitely something that I'm interested in at some point.
Yeah.
Uh, but we'll see. As I said, this one's working a treat right now for my piecing. I have a Benina for my quilting. I don't think either one is ready to die anytime soon. So I think until that happens, I'm just going to stick with what I have because I have a lot of sentimental attachment to this one because it's the first machine that I got for quilting.
Yeah.
Donna must have heard us talking about it because here she is. Good morning, Miss Donna. It's good to have you. We were just talking about you and all of your buddies that hang out all night and then come visit us. Is the sound cutting out for anybody else? Pat is asking. I don't think. I haven't heard of any other issues, so maybe try hitting the refresh button and see if that helps. But if anyone else is having issues with the sound, let me know. All right. Donna says she is lurking and sewing. That's always awesome. Quilting in the Man Cave says we men need our tools. Sean, go ahead and get another machine. I really don't need it. It's yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll buy one, but I don't think so. I could use that money for more fabric. And I think it's wonderful, but seeing more and more gentlemen come visit the channel and visit these lives and that sort of thing there as well. I love hanging out with the ladies and sewing with the ladies, but it's also great to see more and more gentlemen jumping into quilting and sewing. I just think it's wonderful. Okay, so um, here we have some people with sound issues. I wonder why. Sound is good for me. Yeah, if you're having issues with the sound, maybe try refreshing the video. If you're on a computer, you can hit the F5 key. If you're on an iPad or something else like that, you might need to duck out and come back in. Because it seems like it's happening for some people, not for others. So, not quite sure what's happening there. Okay, Stacey Leaf Creative says she has an unboxing video on her new Duke if anyone wants to see more about. I'll have to go check that out. As I said, I am not in the market for a new machine, but it's always good to have information at hand. So that way, if something does go wrong, I can just run over to my friends at my local quilt shop and say, hey, this is what I want. Here's my money. Give me a machine. All right, so Becca is here. Good morning, so Becca. It is so good to have you. See, we're talking about all these people. Okay, so I haven't talked to my local lottery agent to talk about my winnings lately.
Talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, let's talk about the Powerball people. You know, we haven't seen them in a while on the chat, and it'd be really good to see them and telling us that we won the grand prize. Yeah, so Becca is here with us. We all love Becca. If you haven't checked out her channel, definitely do so. And she'll be joining me next Saturday morning on my live because it is her birthday. So what better way to celebrate her birthday than by sewing with one of her friends? So let's see. Christine says she just finished quilting her first quilt top on my handy quilter. So mate, glad I made the leap. That is awesome. So Christine's jumped into the long arming world. Oh, Martha's here. I meant to say good morning to her earlier, and I apologize. Thank you. Mum and Pop says happy nice birthday early. That's so Becca. Let's see. Hi, Sean, my keto buddy from Brenda Foley. Yeah, Laura Lena's here. I love all my YouTubing content creator friends. So definitely please check out their channels. And if you have a channel that we don't know about, throw something in the chat so that way we can give you a little promo as well. Because I'm always here to support and encourage others as well. So, Laura Lynn, what do you got to work on this afternoon when you go live? So, okay, Sean, I won't be able to mod next week. I'll be away, family time. Enjoy that segment next week. Okay, absolutely, yeah. And I love my mods that come on and help me out, and they are here voluntarily. I know they can't be here every week, but I do love it whenever they can make it here for me. So in case anyone hopped in late, I am working on my Hunter Star quilt, and right now I am just ironing. Yes, I am ironing. And then cutting my doggy's ears off. So I don't seem to make very much progress this morning for some week. Okay, so Mom is going to be finishing the peacock block and prepping it for a new project with hearts on it. That's going to be awesome. So yeah, definitely check out Mom and Pop's Quilt Shops live this afternoon. Always a lot of fun. I don't get over there as often as I want to because Saturday afternoons I tend to be doing family stuff, running errands and that sort of thing there. But I do run over and catch the replay whenever I can. But if you got something to do this afternoon, you can't beat that. All right, so let's see. What else do you have going on today, April, after this?
Oh my goodness. I think it's going to be a sewing day today.
Oh, nice.
We've had a couple of snowstorms lately, and I thought that I would have sewing days those days, but it seems like always something comes up. So hopefully today I will be sitting over at my machine just sewing away. I went through all my scraps the other day, and I'm ready to do. I'm gonna put up some quilts, so that's my plan.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Good at making it.
I
No,
need to do some stuff with my scraps. Um, that's high on my list of stuff to do very soon. So if there's something that you have in mind that you would like a buddy to come along and help, yeah, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to see if I can work it into the schedule.
ah,
Let's see. Martha says, our quilting community of content creators are so uplifting and supportive, and our quilty friends, wow, love our community. I totally agree with that. Christine's, hang on. Brenda Foley says the Hunter Star is on my wish list, thinking of doing GE Designs pattern. The Hunter Star is fairly easy, or at least the pattern I have, which is, let me grab it real quick for you. This is by Calico Carriage Designs, and it's called Hunter Star Simplified, and it's fairly easy. I mean, if you can do half square triangles, you can definitely do this pattern. It looks scary, but it's one of those patterns that looks complicated, but is not. So if you're thinking about doing it, I say give it a try.
nice. I
The
love.
quilting company says I'm working on a curved piece quilt using batiks. I would love to see that. Please share photos on that. Kathy's asking if anyone's doing the sew day with GE Designs today. No, I didn't even know that was happening. I don't, I tend to stay in my own little world most of the time, it seems like. So yeah, I miss out on a lot of stuff, but I can always go back and check that out later on, I'm sure. Okay, so with Astruben, you started quilting. How long have you had your YouTube channel for?
Oh my goodness! So I just hit my 1 year on the 23rd of January. I think I posted the first video on the 23rd of January of last year.
Oh wow,
So,
so you and I are not that far apart. I think I started like right after Thanksgiving in 2021.
oh,
So yeah,
good. Yeah. So it's been I'm happy. I'm happy. I've been in a year now. It's like I love that learning curve part is over, and now I get to really kind of sit back a little bit more and take time to enjoy. Not be quite as busy just trying to figure out things to get it up and running. So I'm happy about that.
yeah, no, it's always good. Getting started and learning how to do everything, and that is a process. And then, yeah, like you said, it's now we can just go ahead um, and kind of refine and do what you like.
Yeah,
Okay,
do the fun stuff.
absolutely. All right, so I am just trying to. I'm not going to talk about my friend today because I did that last week, and he came out to play several times. So he's going to be Voldemort today. He will not. He who shall not be named.
Uh, I remember who your friend is.
We all know who we're talking about, and it's not going to happen. And the quilting compound, I believe, has a channel as well. So definitely check that out. All right. Quilting in the Man Cave says no channel yet, but am contemplating starting one. And I fully support, if you have ever thought about doing a channel, I say go for it. I am probably the most introverted person on this planet that has ever lived, and it was scary starting it. Like, I was absolutely petrified when I started it, but if I can do it, anyone can. So if you are interested in starting one, definitely reach out. If you need assistance or you have questions, please reach out. I mean, I will do my best to help you out however I can. You don't need a lot of stuff to start off with. I started off with my phone, which I still use to this day, and a little tripod that I found on Amazon for like $12, and that's where I started. I would also suggest getting one of the ring lights. because it does help with your lighting. And you can find those on Amazon for about 20, 25 bucks. So for around 40 or 50 bucks total investment, you can go ahead and get started. There are programs that you can use on your phone to record, edit, and that sort of thing. There, if you have Androids, I use was it New Version? I think it's called. They have a free version, which has all the functionalities of the full version. The only limitation is that you can only put 20 clips per video on. But if you want to buy the full version, it's about $13. So it's still really cheap. But then if you have Apple products, there's iMovies and some other stuff. I don't know a whole lot about that because I don't use Apple products. So yeah, if you are sitting on the fence about starting a channel and it's something you want to do, go out there and give it a shot and just see what happens. Let me know, about it, and because I'll be more than happy to promote it. Give you a shout out on one of my podcasts, or my lives, or something like that there, and just help you get started. Because I find getting your first 100, first 200 subscribers tends to be the hardest. Would you agree with that, April?
Yes, it is. It it just, and then once it starts though, it just will continue. And uh,
Snowball.
yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciate when, Sean, when you came on my site and you on my channel and you introduced yourself to me, and that was just so good because I learned so much just by you doing that little act of, and it was such an act of kindness because it really just got me to introduce to so much more on YouTube. Like I've always I use YouTube all the time. I'm on it constantly, but I wasn't going to a lot of the stuff that like that you were promoting. And once I started going there, like to the lives, to everybody's site that's going live, and I've never seen any of that. So it was like, oh my goodness, there's like this whole other world out there that I didn't even know. I was just learning the basic ropes.
yeah.
So I thank you for that.
Oh, not my pleasure. I mean, I love the small channels too. Like I really have a passion for them, and trying to do what I can for them because we can all learn so much from each other. Just like you said, I didn't even realize I did that for you.
Oh, you did. It was fabulous.
Yeah, because like we were talking earlier about my quilt trunk show that uh, so so many people that joined me on that, and one of the resounding things I got from feedback on that was that the viewers love seeing the new channels. We all know the big ones, and we all love them, but to for people to find new people that they didn't know about. And I just thought that was kind of that was intentional on my part. I was hoping that's what would happen, but it
Yeah.
was really, really nice to hear that feedback that everybody enjoyed that. So I
Yes.
plan on doing something similar again this year. And I intend on doing a lot of smaller channels. So yeah, that'll be great. How do Martha's asking, how do we find you all on Discord? I think I have a link. Hang on, let me try. Try exclamation point Discord. If not, I can. Hang on a second. Videos. I'll grab a link real quick and throw it up. And if you don't know what Discord is, it's a social media platform, but it's very much it's you can share your projects, like photos, projects, chat with other quilters and that sort of thing there. We just have a really fun, okay, there we go. Um, it's just a fun little group. There's no like there's no ads like you have on Facebook or anything else like that. We just all have a good time chatting about our quilts and what we're working on. People put up like if they find some cool sales online, we have a little thread for that, so that way you can kind of, if someone's got like 50% off or something. I invite other content creators to come on and share their videos, like the links and that sort of thing. There, it's just a fun little community that Courtney, Beth, and myself started as a collaboration, and we just invite all quilters to come and join out and just have a fun time. I know there's a lot of Facebook groups and everything else there, but we just thought this would be fun as well. So, yeah, definitely check that out if you haven't done so. The bot has put the link up there as well, and then I also put the link in my video description. So if you don't remember it now, just check out one of my videos, and it will give you the link as well.
I have not checked that out, and I will be checking that out for sure when we're done here.
Yeah, please do. And then just let me know, like if you use your name April Sawtelle, I need to change your profile so you can post in the channel links.
Oh, good.
I'll make sure of that for you once I know you're there.
Good, thank you. I have met Martha through your site. Hi, Martha. Is she still on?
Yeah, I think she's right here somewhere.
Yeah.
Becca says she loves having that we have the Discord server. She has one as well. So you definitely check hers out as well. And Becca has a really, really neat Facebook, very, very active Facebook group as well. I think she calls it So Becca and Friends. And there's a lot of people post on that as well. So definitely consider checking hers out, her Facebook group, because that's you get a lot of inspiration from there as well. I'm a member of that. I like checking out her Facebook group because there's a lot of people there that do a lot of neat stuff. So, okay, so Becca says, no, I don't do anything of Discord, just visit Sean. So yeah, check out Becca's Facebook group and check out the Discord server, and you'll have all sorts of quilty goodness.
Good.
All right, did I miss anything? Yeah, share ideas, projects in general if you're going to replace is what Mum and Pop's saying. Yeah, we just like to have fun. I mean, that's what it was designed for, just to have a nice place where you weren't getting bombarded with ads and that sort of thing now. Martha says, I'm 100% sure you have, Courtney. I think we all dislike our first video. I don't know. I mean, I sound so. I like to watch my first video once in a while just to see how far I've come. And I don't have any plans on taking it down. Just because you want to watch episode 1, it's there for you.
Yeah.
Just know it's going to get better.
Exactly. It's only rough that real first time of everything, isn't it? It's like I've never done a live. So this morning, yes, we had some hiccups, but probably that won't happen again if I ever do a live again. You have to try it to get better at it. So
Yeah, and sometimes and I'm sure Becca can attest to this, but even if you've been doing it for years, tech issues pop up, so,
yeah.
You can either run away from it screaming and crying, or you can just work your way through it and work it out, which is what we did this morning. And the audience is fantastic. They are so patient. They are so kind and understanding. It's through those sort of things there. So, and I just cannot tell you all how much I appreciate your patience and understanding when those things happen.
Yeah.
All right, so Janet's off to bed because it's getting late where she is. Almost 10 p.m. for her.
Well, good night.
It's always good to have my friend Janet. She is an absolute doll. I love her to bits, along with a lot of my viewers. Well, all my viewers. I love them all, but some of them I've gotten to know a little better than others. Okay, let's see where I'm at. Yes. Okay. Good night. Getting late. Night. Stacey says she loves Janet too. Yeah, we all love Janet. She's just a very, very nice lady. Did I do this right? Yes. Okay. So Yeah, your first live, like my first live, I was absolutely petrified. Um, so I mean, I think you're doing exceptionally well.
Thank you.
So do you consider yourself to be a modern quilter, a traditional quilter, a kind of a mix?
All over. I am everywhere. I just fly by the seat of my pants, Sean. I don't know. Whatever comes to my mind is what I do. I don't follow a lot of patterns. I am just very improv. I just take it and go with it. There's not
Nice.
usually really any plan. I saw last night though on Sew Becca's live. It was so good. I'm like, well, that was pretty easy. Like, she took the three pieces of fabric, she sewed them together, and I loved what she said. She said after she did that, I can't remember now what she said, but that part was done, and now the fun stuff was going to start. She was going to be able to start sewing and whatnot. But I thought, wow, that was easy. It's sometimes I think I take the long way around everything, and that was like maybe I should be following patterns because she knew exactly what to do there.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of having a pattern is it does guide you along.
Yeah, might be something I'm going to work on a little bit, but I enjoyed watching hers. She pulled those pieces together like nothing and was ready to have that top done in no time. So yeah, so I'm just all over the place. I like a little bit of everything. And I don't like anything real long and tedious.
Right. Yeah, whereas I'm the exact opposite. I'm drawn to those things that have like 7,000 pieces.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you've seen what I've been working on recently, like my Wizard of Oz blocks, my Darkson blocks. Um, I hope to get it done this afternoon, but this is my little tin
Oh.
full of block. This is for the Scarecrow block for the Wizard of Oz.
Oh my goodness.
There's it just keeps going and going and going. There's like 130 some pieces in there
Oh
for one
wow.
block.
Wow. See, yeah. I've never done anything quite like that. I just like following the pattern. I'll just cut it out. Cut it out of memory. Okay.
Right. And I've done pet and I love those sort of things too. Sometimes it's good to have a simple project where you don't need you just cut and sew and you don't really have to think about it.
Yeah.
I did a scrappy diamond last year, which that was great. It was just basically a 16 patch and some other stuff. And if I needed something simple where I didn't have to think a whole lot,
Mhm.
um, it was great. But yeah, then I also have that sort of thing there as well. So
Yeah.
all right. So Brenda is so sweet. She sent me a $20 I guess what do we call that? Like a tip or a contribution.
Ah,
That's sweet. Thank you so much. I mean, that will definitely go back into buying more fabric and that sort of thing there for the channel. It's definitely not required, but I really, really do appreciate that, Brenda. Um, it means the world when people do that for me. So
that's nice.
um, I just love doing doing these videos. It keeps me motivated. It keeps me I get a lot more done. It's one of the I kept joking with my wife before I started this. She watched a lot of the knitting podcasts and that sort of thing there, and these people are getting stuff done. And I'm like,
Mm.
do I need to start a channel so I can actually get something done? And it was more than a joke because I figured, like if I do um a weekly podcast, I'm going to need to show something each and every week. Like I can't just come on and say, "Hi guys, I'm here. I didn't do anything." I mean, I could, but it wouldn't be a very long podcast. I don't think people would come back very long. Cecily Creator was asking how long you've had your channel, and it was just 1 year this month, right? Like a couple of days
One,
ago.
I think it was January 23rd, Sean. It's been 1 year exactly. So,
Yeah, and that's awesome. Like I remember my 1 year anniversary just a couple of months ago, and it was just such a neat achievement, and just to look back and see what you've been able to do
Yeah,
in that.
it was. I feel like, oh, I was just so. It was like and especially once you hit your 1,000 subscribers, it just was like, oh, you just can
That's
relax,
such a
enjoy
yeah.
it more because you're not having to, um, you're just trying to put the content out and you're trying to learn everything at the same time. So,
Oh yeah, and it's just just the support we get. I mean, just absolutely amazing. And Becca has given me a $20 early birthday present as well, which is absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. Becca is just she's just such a sweet lady. I love her to bits. Um, I say that about a lot of people, and I mean it for each and every one of them. So yeah, because Becca has her birthday next week, and I do not like to advertise it, but I have mine next week as well.
well, happy birthday to both of you. I
Thank
saw
you.
that on her live last night that she was going to mail you some cupcakes, but she didn't have your address. That was pretty cute.
Yeah, that's on me. And I was going to send her a message about that, but since she's here, I might as well tell everybody in the world.
Oh,
Um, I
that's
don't
adorable.
like. I'm very shy, and I don't like the spotlight on me, which is weird because I come alive every week. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I just don't like a lot of attention on me. I guess if that makes any sense. So um, yeah. And I've always been that way. I've never been big on I enjoy celebrating others' birthdays, but I don't like people making a big deal out of mine. And I think it's just because I'm shy, I'm introverted,
yeah.
I'm in that sort of thing there. Stacey says she's going to have to go and check out Becca's live from last night. Yeah, definitely do so. It was a lot of fun. Um, Becca says too. Sean, I am the same. I still can't believe I have a YouTube channel. And yeah, you've done extremely well with yours. I mean, you have a huge following. A lot of subscribers. I think you have like 14,000, I think. I remember. So yeah, but yeah, if you're on the fence about starting a channel, go for it. And yeah, reach out if you have questions. I can't solve all your problems probably, but I mean I'll do my best. All right, let's see. Ange says, "Oh dear, I see Jack come out the plate." Yeah, I tried so hard, I really did, but I put it on sideways. So what have I done here?
I saw your last night I was on your site, Sean, and I saw your bear paw quilt.
Yes.
I love that. I thought that was just absolutely beautiful. I love that quilt.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites, and I want to quilt that soon.
Hmm.
I just have to figure out what pattern I want to do it with.
Yeah, it seems like for me right now, I'm so backed up on quilt tops. It's pretty funny because I have quite a stack going now that need to be quilted.
You and
I
me both.
I used to be pretty good at like getting them right out, quilting them up, but not so much lately. That's all right. I'll have a quilting party and quilt them all.
Yeah, that's one of my goals for 2023. I'm not talking a whole lot about goals because what I want to do now and what I want to do in 6 months' time is going to be totally different.
Yeah.
When I find new and cool stuff. I mean, I was looking at Elizabeth Hartman's site last night, and there's like at least 3 patterns now that I want to buy and do. Um, so yeah, new stuff comes up every day, and I want to do something new. But one of my goals for this year is to do more quilting. Like I love piecing, and then I kind of just say, "Oh, cool, it's pieced," and
Yeah.
then it sits in a pile and it never gets quilted because I enjoy quilting, but not nearly as much as starting a fun new project.
Yeah.
And that's something I plan on doing more of this year. I'm starting to learn ruler work, so because I want to get out of just doing stitch in the ditch.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw I watched your live that day. You were doing the ruler work.
Yes.
And that's one thing I haven't really done a lot of ruler work. I have all the rulers to do it. But you were doing stitch in the ditch, and that is one I can't stay in that ditch for anything. So I go on the outsides and make it look like I'm supposed to be like
Yeah, I've
all
heard a
over.
couple of people say that when they do like an eighth of an inch or a quarter of an inch outside the ditch, and I've never done that, but that's a neat idea. Like I love that.
Mhm. Like I'll go on each side of the ditch just because I can't stay in it.
Hey, that's fine. I mean, I've just learned over time. I mean, it comes like anything else, it comes with practice. But at the end of the day, you do you. Like whatever works best for you. Some people can quilt beautifully. I mean, my mate Tucker can quilt as well as anybody else on this planet. I do not have his skills. I don't think I ever will,
Yeah,
and that's okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, and then there's folks that can FPP or foundation paper piece really nicely. I can do the basics, but I don't know if anytime soon I will be doing anything close to.
Yeah.
I'll do this again. Please tell me no.
I'm pretty basic too for right now. I'm still learning different quilt patterns, the quilting patterns, but I'm just again, I just I guess I love the feather. I haven't mastered it, but I love that stitch.
Right. I say just experiment.
Exactly.
That's my biggest thing that I could tell people when it comes to quilting, and I'm still learning this myself. I am not an expert. I am not anyone really qualified to say this, but just try. Like, just don't be afraid. It's not going to be perfect the first time. You are not going to get that best in show ribbon at this quilt show on your first attempt. But just try. I mean, you're not going to get better unless you get started.
Right.
Daniel Becker brings up a great point. He says, walking foot quilting is my go-to until I upgrade to mid-arm. And I've heard a lot of good things about that. There's actually a class at the Mid-Atlantic Quilt Show next month that teaches how to quilt the quilting foot. And I'm tempted to take the class, but then I figured I could probably just learn on YouTube just as easily, and it's a lot cheaper. So I'll probably just go with that. But yeah, I've heard a lot of really, really good things about walking foot quilting, and that's something I'm interested in looking into in the near future as well. So thank you for bringing that up. Um, and he also says ruler work is his next challenge. He tends to avoid free motion quilting unless I use a stencil. And I do have some stencils. Courtney sent me some a little while ago. I haven't had a chance to pull them out and play with them yet, but that's something else I want to try and play with soon. So you may see more. I may go to doing more like free motion quilting, ruler work, stencil work, and that sort of thing here on the lives. Like maybe mix it up a little bit. I might do piecing 1 week and then maybe some free motion quilting or something else the next week. Let me know if it's something that you'd be interested in seeing. Okay, so this is a quarter of the Hunter Star.
Nice.
Does it look nice, all ironed and everything else?
Yeah.
All right, Janine says she's not into perfection, but free motion is not as hard as folks build it up to be in their mind. And yeah, I agree with that. I think um, once you get started, I think getting started and just trying to do it is absolutely the hardest part. Um, okay, so Brenda says, Pat Sloan says today is local quilt shop day. Must go visit mine. Need to go get backing. I went and got backing. Actually, I went and visited mine on Wednesday because it's like 45 minutes from here, and I have to go through the tunnel and pay tolls and all that sort of mess too. So it's not far from where I work, so I just usually go after work. So I don't think I'll be going today. But yeah, please go support your local quilt shops if you can today. All right, let's see what else I've missed. Okay, Stephen says, in reality, it's more stitch in about the ditch. Yeah, I mean, I think it's almost impossible to get it perfect. Um, I I do pretty well. I mean, I think I'm probably like a 85 to 90% person when it comes to that. That's why I try and use matching thread, so that way if it comes out a little bit, you can't really see it. I do like to use stitch in the ditch, especially for t-shirt quilts, because I don't like to. I stitch pretty much in the sashing only because I want the focus to be on the t-shirts themselves, not my quilting. I'm not like that, but that's how I do it. So Janine says it's a nice block. Let's see if I missed anything else. Becca says, I'll be happy to lend you time on my long arm if you make it up to Nova, Sean. Long arms scare me. I tried one once at a quilt show, and it looked like a 4-year-old with a hand tied behind their back was doing it. So, but I guess it's like anything else, you practice. And then one of my co-workers told me last week, she's like, I'm thinking about getting a long arm. I'm like, oh, that'd be fun. And I was like, well, if you do, I'd like to come over and rent it from you, because I mean, I'd be happy to pay her, to use. I do not have the money or the space in my house to put a long arm. So yeah, if she has one, and I wouldn't need to use it very often, but if I did, it'd be, it's a little closer than running all the way up to visit Becca because she's about 200 miles from me. So yeah, that might be the answer to my long arm dreams too. So we'll see what happens there. Did I miss anything else? If I do miss something, please accept my apologies. I try and keep up. It's a lot. I mean, by the time you sew, you talk, you try not to bring out Jack too often. Keep up with the chat. It's a lot to do.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, but yeah, we're having a great time this morning, and I got all this done, and I'm going to put Jack away because we're not going to play with him again today. He's come out, he said hello, and now I can go back to bed.
Made his grand entrance for the day.
Yes, he's made his grand entrance. All right, Christine says it took me 2 weeks after I put her long arm together to start my first quilt. Intimidating, absolutely, and there's a learning curve to your long arms, from what I understand. I remember Beth from Goody Goods, a good friend of mine. She got her long arm about 6-8 months ago, I think it was, and I remember watching her lives, and yeah, there was definitely a learning curve to like loading it and quilting it, and once you get used to it, they go really, really nicely. But there is definitely a learning curve, and I think you just need to get out there, give it a go, and see how you go. Daniel says outside the ditch crosshatch are two of my favorite quilt patterns. Spinner flex rulers are good too. I'll have to check those out because I don't know that I'm familiar with those. I'm always learning stuff, especially from my viewers. I mean, they come up with they suggest wonderful things and wonderful products, many of which I've never heard of before. Because there's so much good stuff out there.
Yeah, there is.
But we'll go ahead and wrap this up in about 5 or 10 minutes because I do have some errands to run later on. Let's see. With your fabric choices, do you tend to go towards solids, prints, batiks, florals?
So probably my favorites are. I thought that I liked. I just realized this about myself. I really like neutrals. I don't work a lot with neutrals, but I just realized I really like neutral colors. I like them to have prints on them. I love
Right.
stripes. I just love everything with stripes. I just do. I like little flowers. I like small prints.
Right.
Um, I have a lot of solids, a lot, and so those I usually try to use on the backs too. I try to incorporate some of the top, like a scrap back. I like to put a little bit of my scraps in the back of the quilt if I can.
Okay.
I think that's fun too, just to give it that one more. That's layers, it's just that one more layer for me, one more dimension, I'll say. So, but yeah, how about you?
Well, everyone knows me. I love solids.
You love solids.
I absolutely love and adore solids. I mean, and I think it's just because it's a little out of the norm. I've found that as a quilter, I like to do I don't like to follow the same patterns and colors as everybody else. I like to do my own thing. And the solids, I get more bang for my buck. I mean, I can get my Kona solids for about $6.29 a yard, as opposed to $10 to $12 a yard, so I can go twice as far. And a lot of the patterns a lot of the quilts that I'm doing right now call for solids. The Mythical Darksons that I'm doing called for solids. The Wizard of Oz called for solids. A lot of
Yeah.
the Elizabeth Hartman and Art East, which is the two companies I've been drawn to most recently, use a lot of solids. So I mean, it just works out nicely for me. But yeah, at the end of the day, whatever you like, go
Yeah.
for. I'm not a big floral person.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
there are
I'm
some florals I like, but I'm not a huge fan of it.
mhm. Yeah.
Courtney's asking, am I using the stencil and chalk pounds for quilting, and are they helping you to quilt? I have not used those yet, but maybe that's what I'll do in the next week or two. I want to use those. I did get a nice big collection from Courtney. The chalk pounce is like it's like a little chalk bag. So basically, what you do is you get your fabric, you lay it down, you put the stencil on top of it, and then you put the pounce or like chalk dust, and it actually leaves like a chalk residue on the fabric itself, and then that way it's kind of like a little line you can follow, whether it's like a swirl or a circle or that sort of thing there. Um, I need to bring that out in like one of my upcoming lives fairly soon. Maybe we'll play it, and that way you guys haven't seen it before can see what it is and just see how well I do with it, because I haven't used it, and maybe we can all learn together. And if I make mistakes, you can watch the mistakes, and hopefully you won't make them.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's maybe I'll do that in the next week or two. I'll have a little bit of fun. So
Yeah.
um, Daniel said he's been warming up to florals as long as it's not too obvious. Yeah, I agree. I don't like. I tend to like florals in batiks. If it's a floral in batiks, I tend to like it.
I like boutiques too. I want to show you something, Sean, real quick.
Okay.
Just bear with me
Yeah,
one
absolutely.
second. So I got these for Christmas. I and you were talking. I was watching you last night on one of your episodes, and you were talking about doing this when you're in the store looking at fabric and breaking it down. Well,
Yeah.
this is funny because I had bought these for that back at Christmas. So I found these at the Dollar Tree, and I'm like, I've got to have these. So you just do this,
Oh,
and you can
nice.
break down your blocks. Isn't that neat?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
They're and they're really hard. They're I mean they're metal. So
Yeah.
if you hold those up to your blocks, so I found those, and I heard you say that the other night, but geez, right at the Dollar Tree for a buck a piece, you can
You
you
have to
can
go check it out. That's a great idea. Because I mean, I kind of learnt that framing thing from when I did photography back in the day. So it's
oh,
kind of
yeah,
just you take it from one craft to another as well.
yes.
Um, Ange says she'd love to see that, as I've never heard of it. Yeah. I almost bought a whole ton of stencils at the quilt show last year, and then I decided ultimately against it because I spent too much money on my rulers and walking my ruler foot, and then ended up getting a whole bunch from Courtney because she didn't need them anymore. So it ended up being a blessing and a really nice thing that I didn't need to worry about because I had an option. Quilting the Man Cave says, G'day, Sean and April. Got to run errands to run this morning. You'll have a blessed day. See you soon. Well, thank you for joining us this morning. We're actually going to wrap up in just a few moments anyway. Did I miss any comments? Oh, good morning, Dawn. It's always good to see you. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, so I'm going to continue working on my Hunter Star in case anybody didn't see earlier. This is the pattern. You've seen the blocks on this on previous episodes and that sort of thing there, and I actually did get 1/4 of it done, and then let me just show you what the full block looks like real quick. See most of it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I like those
This is
colors.
actually a pattern I've made for the second time. I made this about 3.5 years ago. in all purples. It was a retirement gift from my manager who was retired. Well, yeah, retirement gift for someone that's retiring. What's wrong with me? But when I saw the pattern in the quilt shop 5 years ago when I bought the pattern, it was actually all different colors like this. So I've always wanted to go back and do it with different colors. So it's been fun redoing this pattern. It's probably the first pattern I've done a second time. So yeah, really, really neat.
Good.
Yeah, everyone. Anne says it looks lovely. The colors. Brenda says love, love. Kathy says nice block. Um, yeah, so I think we'll go ahead and wrap things up since I do need to run away. But thank you so much for joining me, April. If you haven't checked out April's channel, um, the link is just being put in the chat for us as well. So definitely check out her channel. She does a little bit of everything. There's going to be something there that you're going to enjoy. So definitely please support out April if you like her videos. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We always, as content creators, love and appreciate every like, every comment, and every subscriber. It means the absolute world to us. It means that you think that we're doing a good job. I think that's probably the easiest way to explain it. Do you have anything coming up on your channel, like any sew-alongs, any scheduled videos?
I just have a lot of scrappy quilts coming up. I have a lot of scrappy blocks I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be putting them into quilts. So I'll be showing you a block, and then I'll be showing you a quilt. So that's my plan. I plan on doing a lot of sewing and putting out a lot of quilts. So
Excellent. That'll be great because I've heard so much, and it's something I want to do this year too. A lot of us want to work with scraps.
mm,
So yeah, if you're at all interested in scrappy projects, definitely check out April's. I'm going to try and come up with some scrappy stuff, but I just haven't come up with anything yet. So I may just abandon that project and just say, hey, yeah, let's just go check out April's stuff and we'll just do hers instead.
yeah,
Yeah, there's other people out there do scrappy stuff as well. Kristen with Scrap Fabric Love over in the UK does a wonderful job with scrappy projects. She's doing a scrap so long. She's been on my channel a couple of times. Adore her. But yeah, I'm definitely going to come over and check out your stuff as well, and hopefully I might be able to do some scrappy stuff because I need some easy stuff to do along because sometimes the Wizard of Oz and the complicated stuff is just not what I want to do.
yeah,
Yeah, after a long day at work. Thank you
yeah.
so much, Christine, for the tip. I mean, I'm just being blessed beyond measure today. It means the absolute world to me on this. And Christine, actually, I believe, was the one that got me started on the Mythical Darksons. I think she was the one that reached out and said, "Hey, did you know about um, this cool project that they have?" So, yeah, Christine's she's a doll. Love her to bits, just like everybody else. So,
Nice.
um, thank you all so much for the kind words. It means the world. I love each and every one of you that come and support me every day. So I think with that, we'll go ahead and say goodbye. I'll be back tomorrow morning with my episode 50, whatever. I think it's like 57. I don't, is it 57? I don't know. Anyway, 50 something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have that. Definitely check out April's stuff. She's going to have some cool scrappy projects going about. Um, so sorry about that. What did you do wrong? Um, oh, no, nothing wrong. It's all good. Okay. All right. Well, you'll have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, check out April's stuff and all my friends. And I hope you'll have a great day. Happy sewing, and we'll see you next time. Hey,
Thank you
bye.
very much. Bye bye.
Once we say goodbye.